Good evening everyone and welcome to the Season 6 opener of TTFL. We are here of course at Australia at the Albert Park circuit, the street circuit in the middle of Melbourne, Australia. And I of course am James Head 14. I'll be taking you through the action here tonight. No Malk alongside me here tonight. It is a pure solo commentary from me and I'm very excited to be bringing you the season opener of Season 6, Round 1 here at Albert Park, here tonight for TTFL. And let the games begin, we can quite clearly say, with the Season 6 opener. And I think it's going to be such an interesting and such a great season ahead of us here tonight. And just for a bit of background from last season, coming into tonight's racing here tonight, of course, looking at the review from Season 5 last season in TTFL, driver of the season did go to TTG Lyronics. Most wins and most pole positions went to TTG Sinclair. Most podiums and most fastest laps went to Lyronics. Most points finishers went to Maze and Lyronics with 9 each, and most DNFs, the most feared, I think, honour that you can have in TTFL, sadly went to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey will be hoping for much better racing here tonight this season, because he is of course in the Racing Point coming into this season. And of course last season, if you didn't see the Drivers' Champion, it was TTG Sinclair. The Scotsman took it right at the end of the season, and the Constructors went to Sinclair and Jack for the Toro Rosso as well. So really good stuff from them, and Sinclair is back to defend his title here tonight. And you're probably wondering, who the hell is racing here tonight? Well, let me run you through who was running here tonight. Lyronics and Kiki due to be racing in the Alfa Romeo. So we'll go from Mercedes down to Williams with all of this. So the due drivers that are here tonight: Maximus and Crazy Legs in the Mercedes, Alan Kay and Liam Hustwick in the Ferrari, Lighty and S. Graham in the Red Bull, Bishy and Charlie in the McLaren, Conti Boy and Jeffrey in the Racing Point. Good team, I think that. Lyronics and Kiki in the Alfa Romeo. Siege and Maze in the Renault, Uzi and Recon in the Haas, Sinclair and Jack defending their title in the Constructors in the Toro Rosso, and George and Suarez teaming up for Williams. And here tonight, of course, it is the Albert Park circuit. 16 turns, 10 to the right, 6 to the left. You'll be able to count them as we go into short qualifying here, of course. 18 minutes worth of qualifying here tonight in TTFL, as there always is. And it's really great to see some new drivers here tonight. Ulman Barry is one of the reserves for TTFL here, filling in. The graphic I've got might be slightly outdated, so I do apologise in advance if anybody is not racing here tonight and hasn't been updated on the standings. That's what I've got on my end. Ulman Barry, however, though, as we get everything up, Ulman Barry is filling in for in the Haas. So he is filling in there in the Haas. And looking at everyone here, hello my friend to Lyronics. Good luck to Maze, he says in there, and good luck. And Maze saying dry and dry here tonight. That's what we like to see, dry and dry for Australia. And the first cars are just about to come out on track, and I think it is one of the reigning Constructors champions that is coming out on track, and it is. It's TTG Jack who's going to be first out on track. S. Graham just follows him in behind. So about a minute through already in qualifying. I do apologise about the shocking camera angle that it's decided to give us down into turn 3 and 4. Goodness me. That is a terrible camera angle. It fixes itself luckily. And there is sound coming through on my end, which is very good to see as well. And of course, coming into tonight, it is the Season 6 Round 1 opener. The Season 6 opener, I should say, here at Albert Park. And as I said, 16 turns, 10 to the right, 6 to the left. 3 DRS zones. There are 3 DRS zones at this track. Recently added, start-finish straight, DRS zone. Between turns 2 and turns 3 is a DRS zone. And a recently added DRS zone on the back strip between turns 12 and 13, which is funny enough the section that we're coming through out on track now. So this is where you'll get to see the DRS being open. And drivers should be reaching around in excess of 190 mph down into the braking zone. And with 2 minutes gone in qualifying, Jack is going to be the first one to set a lap out on track. Lyronic's interestingly on a set of hard compound of tyres. Don't take that graphic as you wish, really, because some of that can be wrong. Most of these guys might be running on the hards, actually. But Jack on the softs, just about to begin a lap. And that, I think, might be his teammate just coming out the pits. And it's not. It's a Racing Point just coming out the pits there. So that is going to be Jeffrey coming out the pits. But Jack through turns 1 and 2, very nice through there. There's the yellow flag in sector 3, nothing to worry about, I don't think. Jack down into turn 3, lovely braking, just catches the inside of the curb there. Can just knock a driver's confidence through there, through turn 4 and then to turn 5. Now to the end of sector 1, what's he going through the first sector? 26.4, you want to be dead on, I think 26.2, to try and get a really, really stonking lap round here. But Jack, 26.4, very nice first sector. Now into the braking zone at turns 9 and 10. Coming into what is a little kink of a straight. It's not counted as a corner, this. Now down into turn 11, which is the left-hander, then the right-hander at turn 12. Got to flick the car one way and then the other. Beautiful line through there by Jack, and he opens up that DRS to maintain the speed, and he's going, like the clappers, 200 mph nearly into the braking zone. Doesn't overshoot the corner, and it's really good lap so far. Through 13, now into 14, then into 15. Jack looking really, really strong early on in this lap, and it could be a 120, 121 maybe to even start off with. Jack coming around the final corner, just a little bit wayward. The only real mistake he's made on this lap, and Jack comes across the line to set a 20.5 and really sticks it to them very early on. As Graham has invalidated, I think, on his lap. We'll just see him. He's coming back into the pits. So we'll try and pick up on somebody. Crazy Legs is round in sector 3 at the fearsome turn 12, but you can't lose the back end at. That if you flick it out, especially to the right hand side, you will lose the back end. So Crazy Legs has done that at that right hander. It is a very tricky corner to get right at the best of times. In the meantime, Lighty, Graham's teammate in the Red Bull, is coming through 14. Now into the final 2 corners out on track. Looking like a good lap. Recons just came in with 22.6 and Suarez with 23.8. Don't take that time literally at all from either of them. They're on the hard compound of tyres. Lighty across the line, 21 flat. I was looking at Alan Kay's name there when I was saying that, but Alan Kay is also on a lap. In fact, he's just through the final corner on a medium compound of tyres, the middle of the 3 compound of tyres that is available for the drivers here tonight. Alan Kay comes across the line, 26.1, nice little banker set by him. He will improve that time throughout this session. Lyronix is coming through the middle sector. Conti Boy has gone up to 3rd in the meantime with a 21.8. Very nice lap from him. So about 5 minutes through qualifying, Jack, Lighty, Conti Boy are current top 3 as we are on board with Lyronix, who takes turn 12 very nicely through there. And I've got to say, probably the best I've seen so far tonight. And with only 5 minutes gone, there's plenty of opportunity for the drivers to get out on track and to set a very nice lap indeed. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. It's just ahead of them, actually. Recon just ahead. He'll be diving into the pit lane. Oh, and that is a Racing Point off. That is a Racing Point, and I have a feeling that might have been Jeffrey. I couldn't quite see the name of who was off, but he was on the left-hand side, and it was Jeffrey, in fact, who's coming back into the pits. Conti Boy through the middle sector. So my instinct's right there. Lyronix though, as Sinclair goes to the top of the timing boards with a 20.2. Very nice lap there from the defending champ. So Sinclair and Jack, pretty much as you were with the constructors battle. That Williams just going through camera shot there, I do believe was Suarez, who was on another lap here. He's 2.8 seconds down in his last lap. So the Spaniard will be hoping for a much better lap here. He's on a set of hard compound of tyres, as I say. Through the first sector, he's 2/10 up, so the Spaniard going nicely early on. But 6 minutes through, about a third of the way through qualifying early on. Do get in touch, of course, if you are here to support any of the drivers that are here out on track. Even if you're here to support me, you can put a nice friendly comment there in the comment section and let us know how you were doing on this fine Friday evening. And Suarez, 3/10 up through the middle sector, looking very, very strong this lap. However, that's not strong. He's spun it at turn 12, and that is what you get for spinning the car at turn 12. Damage, I think, to the front end right end plate there. So next to Suarez, spinning it. Bit of a commentator's curse moment there, I've got to be honest. So that's a shame. Old Man Barry, though, in the meantime, just behind out on track, actually. He's about to come through the Pearson turns 11 and 12. 50.5 through the middle sector. Still yet to set a time, but looking very good on his lap so far. Of course, he is a TTFL debutant here tonight. He is replacing one of the Haas cars tonight. I don't think it's Recon in the other Haas. So, Recon in the other Haas. Uzi, obviously leaving. Old Man Barry is his replacement. That is, came through in a message that I've just received. So Old Man Barry is taken over from Uzi within the league. Comes around the final corner now. Should slot in behind next to Suarez for this lap, I do believe. And it's a nice steady lap there. 24.8. Very nice lap from Old Man Barry. In the meantime, we've got Siege on a lap. Coming through the first sector. 26.7 through the first sector. Just looks a little bit hesitant coming through the exit of the first sector there. And he's not happy with this lap at all. And I think his concentration probably elsewhere. Unless he is trying no assists maybe. But Siege definitely not looking comfortable with something in that car coming through the first sector. And he will be down on a time. It could be just a banker lap this, to be honest. 50.4 through the middle sector. He should be going at least a 49 through there, I think. But Siege through turns 11 and 12. We've just had somebody having a moment there on the left-hand side of track. I think that might have been Lyronix. It was Lyronix. He's had a moment at turns 11 and 12. Siege, though, in the meantime, we'll keep on board with him. There is Lyronix just going through camera shot in the background with front wing damage. So Siege coming through towards the end of qualifying, and he dives into the pits. He's definitely not happy with that lap, so Siege is into the pits. Maximus in the meantime. Ooh, nearly having a bit of a moment there. Maximus, though, in the Mercedes. Of course, teaming up with Crazy Legs this season. Both Mercedes represented nicely here tonight. Sinclair, Jack, Lighty, your current top three as we approach the halfway stage in qualifying. That's very wide there for Maximus through turn 14. Now through 15 and 16. Looking good. Again, take it as you were. He's on a medium compound of tyres, not a set of soft as you're seeing on the left-hand side of your screens. Maximus across the line. He goes 8th, 23.4. Nice steady lap there from Maximus, and he goes into P8, as I say. Very strong lap there indeed. We've got Jeffrey trying to not repeat, as Maximus has in fact retired at the session. Not sure if he's crashed that through turn 1. Will be interesting to see. Yes, going back into the pits. Not sure what's happened there with Maximus, but he is out. I'm not sure if he's retired out on track. He did get to the end of his lap, so maybe, hopefully we can get something from him in the comment section. But Jeffrey, in the meantime, hoping to not keep up that string of most DNFs from last season. 49.3 through the middle sector suggests that's definitely not going to be the case. It's looking like a very nice lap, in fact, from Jeffrey so far. The Dutchman really leaning on his time here, and he's still yet to set a time out on track, but I have a feeling it's going to be around Recon Maximus sort of area this lap. Could be even quicker than that. Just cuts the inside of turn 14. You can cut that and afford to cut that. You don't get an invalidation through there. Now through 15 and 16, the final two corners out on track for Jeffrey, and he's about to come around the final corner, and he's looking like he's going to drop in just behind Recon, in fact. And he jumps ahead of Recon, in fact, so ignore me. 22.5, he goes 7th. He'll be very, very content and very happy with that lap, I think, the Dutchman. In the meantime, Lighty on a lap. 500's up through the middle sector. Well, he's just entered the middle sector, in fact. Now through turn 9 and 10. Onto what you could call the back straight here. Little rope against the wall. Not too much. He's going quite strong here, actually, Lighty. 400's down. Might have just clipped the wall enough to actually lose the time through there, and he's lost the rear end and he's out the session. Lighty, the first casualty at the left and right of turns 11 and 12, and Lighty is out the session and will take no further part. That is a shame. We've got Sinclair in the meantime on a lap. This is looking like a stonker of a lap, I've got to say. Running a little wide at the final corner, looking to improve. Sinclair across the line, 20.2, only improves by 200, but it is an improvement. And Sinclair still at the top of the timing screens with 11 minutes gone in qualifying, 7 to go. Sinclair, Jack, Lighty, your current top three. I think Lighty will be disappointed by losing that back end through turn 12, but he is in third place, and he can only hope that nobody behind him improves. Kiki, in the meantime, I think has just came across the line. He has. He's gone into P12. A very nice lap there. Lyronix's teammate just starting a lap in behind. On board with Suarez though, who's opted to go straight from the hards to the soft compound of tyre. Of course, the soft compound of tyre, the quickest compound of tyre available, and you can already see it's making a difference. 1.5 seconds up. In theory, that's going to be putting him around Crazy Legs Lyronic sort of area, but he will be quicker, and I think he's going to be ahead of Conti Boy at the end of this lap. So watch out for Nexus Suarez as he comes through turns 13 and 14. Recon has gone second, by the way, with a 20.5. Nice lap from him, the Dutchman. Next to Suarez, the Spaniard, though, through the final 2 corners at 15 and 16. He's not happy with the lap, and he's into the pit lane. I'm not sure if he invalidated anywhere out on track. That looked good to me. So Suarez back into the pits for some reason that is unknown. We'll try and pick up on board them with somebody that is on a lap. Recon not on a lap. I don't think there's many people that are actually out on track that are on a lap. We'll go on board with Siege, I think, in the meantime. Siege just ahead of Alan Kay out on track. Still yet to set the time. Siege is on a set of soft compound of tyres, and this is looking much better. 48.3 through the middle sector at turn 11. Now through turn 12. That's how you want to be taking it through there. Really, really nice exit and entry through the corner. TTG Siege now coming through 13. Getting my words a little bit mixed up there. Siege now through turn 14. Then into 15 and 16 to the final 2 corners, of course, out on track. This is, of course, a street circuit, so really pushing the drivers to the limits. The wall's quite narrow in places here as well. Siege on the final corner. This is looking good. He's going to go ahead, I think, of Lighty here at this stage. Siege across the line. Goes second, in fact, with a 20.4. Really puts it to Sinclair. Nice lap there by Siege. Jumps out of Recon. Jack 4th, Lighty now in 5th after that spin. Alan Kay, I think, has just come into the end of his lap. In fact, he's just came back into the pit lane. Ullman Barry, though, in the meantime, just preparing for another lap out on track. Prioritises that one out the final corner. Will open up that ERS, hopefully. He does. It's a very late ERS opening, I've got to be honest. But he's now on his way down into turn 1. Don't want to be cutting this too much. Really attacking it. The RPM through there. Really attacking it. Old Man Barry, through turns 1 and 2, running very high revs here. Want to be just, if we're going to be honest, just to pick out on something for Old Man Barry. His RPM, he's just running a bit too high gears for my liking. He's got to be trying to short shift, trying to get the run out the corner. 27.4 through the first sector though. Not bad through the first sector there. 2/10 up. And Old Man Barry now coming through into the middle sector. Hopefully everyone enjoying the stream so far here out on track with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. A little bit of a rub on the grass there by Old Man Barry. Just unsettled the back end slightly. Now coming up towards Fearsome turn 11 and 12. He's 7/10 up. This is looking a much better lap. Much cleaner. Gets a good run. This is looking good. Old Man Barry, 24.8 is current best. Next to Suarez, 23.8, about a second in front of him. He'll be hoping to try and improve past Suarez, who I think will come back out on a set of soft compound of tyres. Mays and S. Graham are also on laps as well. We'll try and ride on board with them as they come to the end of their laps. Old Man Barry in the meantime around the final corner. Again looking good. Through the final corner, opens up that DRS, running to the line. What's it going to be? 23.7, jumps ahead of Suarez. Nice lap there by Old Man Barry. Mays and S. Graham. Mays is the first one out on track to come across the line, but out of these two, plenty of drivers in the pits. Lyronics is out on a lap. I think he might be just behind, in fact. Is he on a lap, Lyronics? He looks like he is. Well, it's a Sauber, but that's behind him. It's Kiki, sorry. That is on a lap. Mays through the final corner. Looking good. Coming across the line. Going to go ahead of Crazy Legs, I think, here. Oh, 22.6. Nice lap there from him. Kiki just starting a lap in behind. S. Graham in the meantime. To the final corner. The Scotsman coming across the line. What's he going to do? It's a 23.8. I think that might have just been... He might have made a couple of mistakes actually out on that lap. Definitely not reflective of his pace at all with that lap. So I think he can improve for sure on that. He'll be happy though nonetheless. He's got a lap in. Everyone else has got a lap in as well. Sinclair, Siege, Recon, Jack and Lighty, your current top 5 out on track. That really hasn't changed for the last few minutes or so. We'll go on board then with Kiki, who is 9/10 up in the middle sector. Just coming through halfway through the middle sector, in fact. Looking good so far. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments section as well. Jack Meyer coming in and saying, let the clappers, perfection in a sentence. Thank you very much. That Martin Underwood coming in as well after Lyronics' bad luck on the last race of season 5. I think it would be calmer if he took the season 6 drivers championship, although it'll be nice to see Sinclair take a hat-trick of wins. You never know, it is only race 1, remember, so don't go making that wild predictions just yet. This is just race 1, remember, and obviously S. Graham is retired actually from the session, so Kiki now through the final 2 corners. Ulman Barry is retired at the session as well. I think that was in the pit lane. So Kiki around the final corner, about to come across the line any second now. I think he's going to go ahead of Crazy. In fact, he's ahead of Conti Boy, 21.7. Very nice lap there from Kiki. I will get to the rest of your comments though in the meantime. We'll try and pick out somebody of note that is on the lap. We're not going to be having Siege back out on track. So Siege is done for the session. 20.4 his personal best. He's not going to be coming out on track, sadly. Conti Boy just coming to start his lap there as well. Again, difficult to pick up on somebody that is on the lap. We'll pick on board though with Jack, who is one of the reigning Constructors Champions, alongside Sinclair in that Toro Rosso. He only needs to find 0.3 of a second to actually get anywhere near Sinclair, I think. 3.5 tenths could put him within chance of pole position, and he's 2 tenths up nearly, coming through turn 11 and 12. Looking very nice. Very steady run through there. Really, really nice. Trying to prioritise the power out of the corner rather than into the corner like I try to do sometimes. Jack through turn 13, now into 14. Let's ride on board with the final end of his lap here. He has got a car ahead, which I think might be... It looks like it's a Haas just ahead of him, so I'm guessing that's Recon on an outlap. Jack about to come across the line. 20.2 for Sinclair. Jack across the line. Oh, and he sticks it to him. 20 flat. 5/10 improvement. What a lap that is from Jack. Right at the death. Siege, Ironics and Maze not going to be getting times in. What a brilliant lap that was by Jack. Such a nice... He is very happy with that. I don't think Sinclair will improve on that. He's 600s up through the middle sector. So let's ride on board then with Sinclair. Now through the final sector into turn 14. He's got to find a 10.5 in this final sector. In the final 2 corners, he's got to find a 10.5 through the final corner. Really gets a nice run out. Is it enough? Sinclair across the line. Can he nick it from his teammate? He can! It's a 99! I can't believe it! Sinclair with a 99 nicks it from his teammate right at the death. Recon, of course, is still out on the lap. I'm not sure how he's looking through the middle sector. Suarez has gone up to 3rd as well. Great lap by the Spaniard, 20.3. Something we couldn't go on board with that. Recon, though, really, I think the only notable one that can actually grab pole position, possibly, from Sinclair and Jack here. Now through turn 14, into the final 2 corners. This is going to have to be something very special from Recon through the final corner. Alan Kay at the session, and Recon just overpowering it a little bit too much. Not sure if he got from wing damage. He's still going to improve though with a 20.2. Recon improving, hitting the wall. If he didn't hit the wall there, that would have been possible P1 material, but it is. At the end of qualifying, what a dramatic... That is Sinclair and Jack. Toro Rosso 1 and 2, Recon in 3rd, Suarez in 4th, Siege in 5th, with Lighty in 6th. Good starting position, I think, from him. Conti Boy in 7th, Lyronics in 8th in the medium compound of tyres. Crazy Legs in 9th, with Kiki in 10th. Jeffrey in 11th, much improved. Mays in 12th, with Maximus in 13th. Ulman Barry in 14th, S. Graham in 15th, and Alan Kay in 16th position. And of course, free choice of tyre for Jeffrey, Mays, Maximus, Ulman Barry, S. Graham and Alan Kay. Hopefully everyone got the enthusiasm for my commentary right at the end of that qualifying session, and now we move of course into the 50% race. 29 laps, of course. For those of you who are tuning in, who might have been late tuning in and don't know who I am, I'm James Head 14, and I'll be taking you through the commentary here out on track for TTFL Season 6 Round 1 at the Albert Park circuit, and hopefully everyone is enjoying watching the stream so far. We should have the formation lap coming up very, very shortly indeed, which gives me a good time to check your comment section. Recon Maze coming in actually saying, looking quick Recon, keep your head. Lyronic saying thank you Martin. Jack Meyer also coming in saying I think Crazy Legs could be a person to look out for in the race. We'll remind you of Crazy Legs' position in just a second, literally, as we move into the formation up. Crazy Legs is going to be starting in 9th position. He is on a set of soft compound of tyres, if I recall. Yeah, he's on a set of soft compound of tyres. 9 out of the top 10 are on set of soft compound of tyres, and a bit of different strategy in behind. Lyronics saying 2 seconds too late over the line. That's such a shame for Lyronics. He could have had a chance to possibly go into P1, but it is Sinclair who is in P1, Jack in P2, Recon in P3, with Suarez, Siege, Lighty, Conti Boy, Lyronics, who is on the medium compound of tyres. That's the middle of the 3 compound of tyres, and just to give you a quick guide around the tyre compounds, Sinclair, the current driver in position 1, Sinclair, he's on a soft compound of tyre. This is an older version of the soft compound of tyres because essentially he has used these in qualifying. These tyres that he's used, these tyres that you are seeing now on him, is the tyres that he's had to start on from qualifying, so there will be slightly worn. Lyronics on a set of medium compound tyres, the middle of the 3 compound of tyres, they're more durable than the set of soft compound of tyres, but Lyronics on the mediums will certainly be looking to try and extend his stint slightly in the race. And Ulman Barry, the only one actually out on a set of hard compound of tyres. This is going to be the more durable out of the 3 compound of tyres, so you should be seeing Ulman Barry go quite a long way into the race, I would imagine. But to take you through, actually, from P11 downwards, Jeffrey, Mays, and Alan Kay from medium compound of tyres. That's Graham for a set of soft compound of tyres, and Ulman Barry on a set of hard compound of tyres. As we now see the grid begin to formate up. Put down your predictions, top 3 for the race. I will read them. I will try and attempt to read them out going down, or going through the race, I should say. But here we go. And now the practice, the hours of practice has come to this moment. We're about to get going for Season 6, Round 1 of TTFL. And 29 laps away, the drivers here out on track. This is it. For all 5 red lights are about to go on for the Season 6 opener. It is lights out and away we go. Better start, I think, by Jack. Could prioritise that inside run down into turn 1. Sinclair gets a good start as well. Jack and Sinclair side by side down into turn 1, and it's Jack who takes the lead, but he runs wide. He goes onto the grass slightly. There's been carnage in the background. Goodness me, who on earth was that spinning in the background? I think Lyronics has been caught up in something. Next to Suarez it was, trying to catch. As the 2 Toro Rossos though go side by side. Sadly we can't go on board with that. Recon trying to go all the way around the outside of turn 4. Bit of a desync going on, and Recon sends it around the outside of Sinclair. Fantastic move indeed. Crazy Legs and Conti Boy having a bit of a desync moment. That's not what you like to see out on stream. Hopefully that does fix itself. Conti Boy has gone into P4. They go inside of each other. KK in P6, Mez in 7th, with Barry in 8th, Lighty in 9th, Siege in 10th. But the battle for the lead, Jack has got the break early on, and he's getting the position off the start. Recon into 2nd. Sinclair dropping down 2 positions from P1 as Alan Kay makes up another place from S. Graham. He's up to P12. But Jack now through 10, 11 and 12 for the first time. Hopefully nobody going to be losing it there. Conti Boy under attack though from Crazy Legs in behind, and Crazy Legs will be hoping to try and get an inside move down. I don't think you can see him actually out on track, and that's where you can quite clearly see with me here tonight. So we'll try and avoid them as much as possible. Yellow flag sector 3, I think that was S. Graham losing it a little bit. But Jack at the end of lap 1 holds the margin at about 0.8 of a second. Recon in 2nd. Sinclair having a much better exit here out of the final corner. He's just getting on Recon down into turn 1. Of course, DRS will be open next lap around. Conti Boy in 4th, Crazy Legs in 5th, Kiki in 6th, Mez in 7th, Barry in 8th, Siege in 9th, Lighty in 10th. Not sure what occurred on lap 1, especially at turn 1. Not sure what occurred. Alan Kane 11th, Suarez in 12th, by the way, and everyone else still into the pits. Jeffrey, Lyronics, S. Graham, and Maximus. As Crazy Legs has got past Conti Boy. Hopefully that desync has now fixed itself. Crazy Legs now ahead of Conti Boy quite comprehensively, so 9/10 ahead as Kiki now gets onto the back of Conti Boy. Maximus is going to be the first out of the pits in the meantime for P13 out of those who have had to pit because of front wing damage. Maximus should be first out on track. He is first out on track out of those guys. Out in front though, Jack leads the way by a second. Recon in 2nd, Sinclair in 3rd, with Crazy Legs in 4th and Conti Boy in 5th position. Most positions gained early on. Barry gaining 6, Alan Kay, Mays and Crazy Legs respectively gaining 5 positions, as Siege is right on the back of Barry in the meantime, coming through turns 11 and 12, now on the run into 13. onto the brakes. Siege on much fresher tyres, trying to get his way up the field here, and Allman Barry around the outside. Siege down the inside, gets the move done. Nice respect shown between both drivers, and Siege now follows in behind his teammate, and he's up to P8 with a really nice move up the inside turn 14. Barry will try and hold that position nicely. Conti Boy beginning to pressurise Crazy Legs. You can really see the aggressiveness of Conti Boy trying to get onto the back of Crazy Legs once again. Kiki just dropping up slightly, but he has gained 4 positions off the start. Everyone else in the meantime, ooh, Conti Boy nearly into the back of Crazy Legs. We'll try and focus on that. We'll try and not focus on that because of the D-Sync. Sinclair in the meantime on the back of Recon, just rubbing onto the grass a little bit slightly with that left rear tyre, I should say. And the D-Sync occurring in behind once again between Crazy Legs and Conti Boy. I think that's the only one I can see that's out on track. In the meantime, Jack holding that advantage of about a second on Recon in second, Sinclair in third. Toro Rosso's currently first and third, with Recon splitting the two in a bit of a Toro Rosso sandwich, I've got to be honest. Out into P3, of course. DRS enabled this lap, I should have mentioned at the beginning of this lap. Recon, though, trying to get onto the back of Jack, but that gap has really maintained itself at around a second early on, as Siege has got past Maze for P7. So he's got past Siege, and you don't want to be seeing that. Siege has got through. I think there might have been a little bit of battling between those two, and Siege on fresher tyres getting the move done. Maze, of course, starting in that bottom half of the field, so he's got fresher tyres towards the end of the race. But on board with Recon now, trying to get closer to Jack, 9/10 of a second, and he is out of DRS range, in fact. Coming down into turn 4, now through turn 5. Well, this is turn 4, I should say, now through into turn 5. Just a little bit wide on exit, and Recon has to just correct himself through the corner. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. It is S. Graham who is off, and S. Graham is off at turn 12. It's a shame for the Scotsman. Hopefully he can continue and maybe even pick up points. But in the meantime, Sinclair really pushing on Recon, trying to get past 73% of EOS compared to 55% of EOS. There is a yellow flag in sector 1 now. Not sure who that might be. Again, a yellow flag in sector 3 is now Jack comes through turns 11 and 12. Looking good through there, all three of them. Conti Boy has got past Crazy Legs for 4th position. They can't see each other out on track, I'm afraid, which is a shame. Jeffrey's right on the back of Maximus further down the field as well. We'll try and ride on board with that seeing as this battle starts to unravel. But Sinclair has Graham 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, who will be lapped. Whether he'll retire or not is a different thing. Jeffrey, in the meantime, has lost positions, and Maximus has also lost a position to Lyronix. So Lyronix has gained 2 positions there, pretty much for free, I would imagine, as a result of, I think, it might have been Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffrey and Maximus must have had some contact there. Maximus has let him through. But on lap 5 out of 29, it's Jack who leads, Recon in second, Sinclair in 3rd position. And Lighty is out, and I have a feeling that is at turn 12. It is at turn 12. There he is, right-hand side of your screen there. That is a shame for Lighty. He's the first casualty out of this race. And turn 12, very tricky to get right at the best of times, claims Lighty once again, like it did in qualifying. Such a shame. This will be a rest certificate for him, and he'll come back stronger next week. But 3-way battle for the lead, heating up. Jack still maintaining that gap, roughly anywhere in between 0.8 and 1.2 seconds. And he's doing a good job, but Recon now just beginning to feel a little bit more confident with the car. Now the temperature starts to rise, the sun begins to get out here out on track. The temperature will begin to rise, and it now will put pressure on these sort of soft compound of tyre runners. So all the guys that you see on the soft compound of tyres at the moment, which is the top 7, and Nexus Suarez, as Jeffrey and Maximus are into the pits, this is going to put pain to their chances maybe to make themselves go further up the field possibly, as the track now begins to warm up. And now Jeffrey and Maximus just in the foreground of shot there. They're just in behind. The leaders are just in behind here. Are they going to fight side by side? They are. Maximus going around the outside. Jeffrey understandably getting out of the way. Maximus gets out of the way as well. Could Jeffrey try and see that around the outside? No, we can't. He lets 3 of the leaders through, and Jeffrey, in fact, is just around the outside of Maximus. That battle begins once again, and Maximus holds it. S. Graham has retired at the session. So both Red Bulls are out of the race, which is a shame. Red Bull scoring no points on the first race of the season. But Jack leading the way, Recon in second, has really put the hammer down this lap. And I've got to be honest, he's looking very confident and beginning to get on the back of Jack in the meantime. Sinclair in third place, 0.6 of a second. Pretty much the top three is separated by around 1.2 seconds at this stage, and that doesn't seem like much. Plenty room for error here tonight. Jack, Recon, Sinclair, your current top three. Gumball then with Siege, who's getting right onto the back end of Kiki, looking more confident than ever, I think, Siege, during this race. Getting to the back of Kiki, he's got the DRS open. Kiki hasn't got the DRS open. I don't think, possibly, Kiki's DRS might have been working there. He didn't have it open at all. Next to Suarez is going through an all-man Barry down the inside into turn 13. Nice move there by the Spaniard, and he gets the move done. But Jack leads the way, Recon second, Sinclair in third. It's now less than a second separating the top three. One mistake and it could change in the blinking of an eye. With 7 laps gone out of 29. Recon really just locking up there, I think. Nearly just clashed the back end, the front end of his car into the back end of of Jack, sorry. And that could have unsettled the car, but Jack leading the way. Siege is through on Kiki in the meantime. That's around the outside of turn 3. Nice move that by Siege. Gets the move done. They're both on the same strategy. So Siege has got the move done. He's up to P6. Very nice move around the outside, and good respect shown again between both of them there. But Jack leading the way from Recon in second and Sinclair in third position. About a second separating the top three. We ride on board with Jack coming through. We ride on board with Recon. And we ride on board with Sinclair. Lovely, nice lines separating through. Maximus is just in behind, by the way. Don't worry, that is not the fourth car. That is not P4 just in behind. That is Maximus. He is a lap down. There is a yellow flag in sector 1. Who is it Alan Kay, possibly? Yeah, it's Alan Kay who was spun. Where is that? That is just on the exit of turn 5, I think that is. That's where the yellow flags are. Cars having to be careful through that sector. And now Recon right on the back of Jack, trying to line up a move down into turn 1. Not going to be close enough. Jack looking good, trying to prioritise the run. Recon, though, right on the back of him. 0.3 of a second. It is enough to try and get a move done, but he's got to get the run out of turn 1 and 2 and then get within that DRS. As Siege is down the inside of Crazy Legs in the meantime at turn 1. Nice move by Siege. Just overruns the corner slightly. He could give Crazy Legs a little bit of another scene into here. Crazy Legs will be trying to go inside, possibly. No, they run line of stern down into turn 3. And Siege has got that position. He's up to P5 and he's making eye-catching progress through the field. But this is the battle everyone wants to be on board with. Jack, Recon and Sinclair. These three are being caught actually by the lap Maximus, who could try and actually get involved in this, to be honest. 1 lap 8 out of 29 and Jack leads the way. Recon in second, but this is looking ever closer. Recon, is he going to try and send it down the inside into turn 13? Very silly, I think, if he did try to go for the move, but he's trying to force Jack into that mistake, and Sinclair now getting closer. Looks like Recon could be getting held up here, as there is a yellow flag in sector 2. Mays and Suarez, I think that is. Mays and Suarez, not sure if they've had it coming together, as Sinclair is in. Sinclair is into the pits, and we'll go on board with Recon, as now he lines up a move for P1 out on track. Jack and Recon, he's going to have to do it the hard way. Round the outside into turn 1. Can Recon make the move stick? No. Jack defends it well down the inside line. Good respect shown. Recon didn't want to get himself involved in anything that wasn't his battle really to fight. And Recon now down the inside of turn 3, trying to force the issue down the inside. The gap always closing. And Jack trying to hang it down the inside. Recon around the outside. They force each other off slightly. Recon down the inside of Pete at turn 5. Great move. Recon and Jack, fantastic driving between the front two, and Recon has capitalised on a slight mistake by Jack. Great side-by-side action, and Recon takes the lead from Jack, and that could be very crucial as to how this race now pans out. And that is Maximus, as I say, right in the background as well, catching. But Recon, signed, sealed, delivered, round the outside of turn 4, then down the inside of turn 5, gets the move done, and Recon is through and he's up to P1, but Jack will be hoping he can try and get back into this little bit of a hesitant run, I've got to say, through turn 11 and 12, the chicane there. Recon, though, hanging off the attention as well. What are they going to do? Are they both going to come into the pits? Are they going to respond to Sinclair, who's gone on for a set of hard compound of tyres? He's in cleaner air as well. Jack is going to respond to Sinclair, and he takes out the bollard with him. And now Recon, I think, is going to try and respond next lap around. This is going to have to be essentially a qualifying lap now from Recon to even think about getting out when he makes his pit stop into P1. But Recon, Jack and Conti Boy currently your top three, with Jack into the pits. Medium compound of tyres. That's a bit touch and go, if I've got to be honest. I would have tried to go a bit of an easy strategy. Sinclair is going past him out on track. It's going to be so close between the two Toro Rossos, and Sinclair has actually managed to undercut him to perfection. So Sinclair now essentially in the net lead of the race, with Jack just coming out in behind. But Jack, of course, on a fresher set of tyres. He's on a medium set of tyres compared to Sinclair on a set of hard compounds. He's got to try and make these tyres now begin to try and last as long as possible into this race without having them overcook itself. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. Conti Boy is slow, just ahead in fact. And I have a feeling he's had a bit of a moment. He's lost his right side end plate. So Conti Boy's had a moment into the wall there. Jack has gone past Sinclair. Fresher tyres. Bit of a decent going on. Chris legs back through into P3. Conti Boy now in P4. They've got to be careful, of course, because they can't see each other here tonight. And Jack decides to dive it down the inside of Conti Boy. He's going to hold up Sigel. I thought he was going to hold up Sinclair, sorry. My God, that could have been close. That could have been close. Can't believe how I throw good results away. Thanks for the heads up, James. Says, I think that's Jeffrey coming in there. That is a shame. And yeah, unless that is Lighty, actually. That might be Lighty coming in. Jack on the back of Tracer Leg, though, in the meantime, for P3. Recon is into the pits. Where is Recon in all of this? Recon is just coming out the pits now. I think Jack could be out in P1, you know, and he's going to go down the inside. It's going to be so close. Recon's going to have to try and cover him off. Jack around the outside into turn 1 more. Oh! That is as tight as you can get for battle for the lead, and it's a three-way battle again. Recon now trying to go around the outside of Jack into turn 3 once again, but Jack defends it well. Recon again trying to hold around the outside of turn 4. Jack just pushing him off track slightly. A little bit of over-aggressive driving there from Jack. Recon back in the P2, so Jack is the one that gains out of everyone. Unbelievable stuff. Recon pitting a lap later. The undercut, quite potent around this track, as has been told, and Jack now into the lead of the race, 3.5 tenths leading from Recon in second and Sinclair in third. But by God, what a season opener this is going to be for the remainder of the last 18 or 19 laps that we have got out on track, as Recon once again tries to size up a move through turn 11 and 12 at the chicane. Not going to be close enough, I don't think, into the braking zone unless he's got an overpowered car down the inside. Not quite. He's got to think about it down the start finish straight, it seems. Beautiful helicopter shot running through the final sector here as Jack. Might have just been Sinclair sticking one wheel into the gravel there. I'm not sure. It just cut off slightly. But Jack and Recon and Sinclair, look at this for a camera shot. It's absolutely unbelievable. Recon now across the line. Is he going to go down the inside of turn 1? Look at the speed. Down the inside into turn 1. No chance that Jack is going to cover that off. And Recon is back through into P1. But Jack's going to have another go. We'll take this from Sinclair's point of view. Jack trying to go and try and prioritise that inside line. Recon defends it well. And Jack not going to overpace himself. And Sinclair runs very deep into turn 3. Sinclair running very, very deep into turn 3, just overshot the corner and overshot his braking point there slightly. So the hard compound of tyres, he's got to be trying to maintain those tyres instead of trying to lock up into the tyres, into the corner, I should say. But it is Recon who leads the way. Jack in second. Recon now in the lead of the race. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. Suarez is round. That is at turn 14. How on earth? At turn 13, sorry. How on earth has he lost it there? He retires out of the race. Hopefully we'll get an explanation from Suarez as to why he has retired out of the race. But Recon now holding a very even advantage now, at about 6 tenths of a second. Jack will try and close in, not to any avail, however. He's not going to be closing in enough. Sinclair in third. It's pretty much as you were when they came into the pits, really. So Recon now leads the way. Jack in second, Sinclair in third. The two Toro Rossos now second and third. And the real loser, I've got to say, out of this is Jack. Gets very wide at the final corner, just losing a little bit of time. Recon across the line there with a 24.5. The Haas set the new fastest lap of the race, and Jack trying to close in nicely. Sinclair in third. I think he's just going to sit and wait, to be honest. If I was in Sinclair's position, I'll just sit and wait to see what happens in front and then try and capitalise on any mistakes or any side-by-side action that tries to happen in front of them. I think Sinclair might be just sitting pretty there in third place, and if I've got to be honest, I'd actually favour him for the win, and also because he's on a set of hard compound of tyres as well, as opposed to the guys in front who possibly, slight chance that they might not make it to the end of the race. But it's only a slight chance. I think they can make it to the end of the race. Slowly approaching halfway though in TTFL. Season 6 round 1, and there's been nothing short of drama so far in this race. Recon leads the way. Jack in second, Sinclair in third. Everyone else spread out quite evenly. Barry in fourth, with Siege in fifth. Kiki in sixth position. Lyronics will have to make another pit stop in 7th. Fraser Legs in 8th, with Conti Boy in 9th. Mays in 10th, picking up the final point scoring position at this stage. Maximus in 11th, and Alan Kay in 12th position. As Recon once again comes under attack from Jack, trying to prioritise that final corner run. And again, it just sort of got up on the inside of the apex there, ran across a little bit of the grass, and just again not prioritising this run good enough there, Jack, and he's wanted to be, I think, within 2.5 tenths at this section to try and close in. Much better exit though by Jack this time around. Not going to be closer. No! However, under the brakes, goodness me, thought he was going to go right into the back of him there, but great braking point seen there by Jack. Goodness me, if he's that late on the brakes, he'll get the move done quite easily. But Recon and Jack, through the first sector they go. He's only 700 down in his personal best, and he is pushing around the same point of ERS they are at. 54% for Recon, 46% for Jack. So Recon just maintaining about 8% more ERS at this stage. And of course, if you don't know what ERS is, and you don't have a Scooby-Doo what I'm on about, it is the energy recovery system, which essentially, as the car brakes into the corner, it recovers energy throughout the lap, and it gives the drivers more opportunity for it to be deployed, as well as the DRS, which is the drag reduction system here in Formula 1. And as we approach the halfway stage, I'll come on to it more in detail if we don't have any battles going through the race. But Recon and Jack once again now beginning to hot up once more. It could be like fighting out round 3 this. Recon and Jack are going to be fighting this out for the lead. Sinclair has just dropped off slightly. Jack tries to see a move down into turn 1, not quite, just letting them know, oh, I'm there. And a much better run by Jack this time is going to get him way close into turn 3. He's got the inside line. Recon should have defended that, to be honest. Jack could have easily tried to go up the inside there into turn 3, but Recon defending it nicely. Both on the same strategy, just beginning to pull away, but now as the sun begins to shine, the blue skies begin to come out, the cloud cover now reduces. What's going to be happening now with the tyres is that the harder compound of tyres will be running at less tyre wear compared to the medium compound of tyres, which you see the front two running, Recon and Jack, as we see Lyronics going through on Kiki. That was down the straight into turn 3 there. A Siege is down the inside of Old Man Barry. Old Man Barry getting out of the way nicely there, and Siege is up into P4. And honestly, Siege, if he wasn't caught up in any sort of wrongdoing on lap 1, he would be right up there, I've got to say. Siege will be in this battle, I think, if something didn't happen. Jack into the back of Recon. I can't believe it, he's taken him out. Jack misjudges his braking point. He is going to wait up though. That is good sportsmanship shown there. That's exactly what you want to be doing. Recon just misjudging his braking point slightly there. Recon says thank you very much for letting me through. Great sportsmanship shown there between Jack and Recon, and fair play. That now I don't really care about hand Sinclair now the advantage, but that is the best scene you'll probably ever see this race. The pure sportsmanship on show there between Jack and Recon. Jack, knowing he made a mistake, into the back end of Recon, waiting up for him and lets him back through. That is pure sportsmanship and pure professionalism at its finest there. And really, really good. And credit has to go to Jack, of course, for that. Sinclair, 2.6 seconds now in the lead after that contact at turn 15, last lap around. Recon now pulling away a little bit from Jack in second and third. They will try and get back onto the back of Sinclair, but now they're into an interesting phase of the race now, with these two now behind Sinclair. They will get closer over the next couple of laps or so, but when these tyres start to go off, the harder compounder tyres will be running much less tyre wear compared to the two medium compounder tyres, one as we see with Recon and Jack. But in the meantime, goodness me, we're on lap 17 out of 29. This race has actually flown by. Anybody else think this has flown by? I really think it has. Crazy Legs in the meantime on the back of Kiki. Crazy Legs relatively new at the pits, 4 lap pressure tyres compared to Kiki at this stage on a medium set of compounder tyres. Oldman Barry into the pits. Lyronics is still going around out on track. I'd be hoping to try and get a soft compound run, I think, Lyronics. Rest to forget for him. Are we going to see Crazy Legs now opening up the DRS down into turn 1? Not quite. Well, he's going to be close enough for the move there. Not quite though. Because in the meantime, Crazy Legs is on the back of Kiki once again. Very close to back end once again. But this is the battle. It's close to battle out on track. Hopefully everyone enjoying the race so far out on track. And I do apologise if I'm slightly below par here on commentary tonight. I am suffering a little bit from flu, so do forgive me for that. Crazy Legs though, in the meantime, on the back of Kiki. Is he going to go all the way around the outside of turn 9? Surely not. He gets the move done. Bit of wheel banging, nothing more, nothing less. Crazy Legs gets the move done. He's up to P6. Great move there by Crazy Legs. He's a little set of fresher tyres, and he makes it look pretty easy at the end of the day. Crazy Legs now up to P6. Really nice move that. Kiki now down to P7. And Kiki, what he should be doing now is trying to get onto the back of Crazy Legs once again and then try and pressurise him. Speaking of pressure, Sinclair is now under attack from the front two, and as I said a couple of laps ago, it is really now beginning to get down to the nitty-gritty between these three. Sinclair, Recon and Jack. I've never seen a race 18 laps, I've never seen a race this close, 18 laps in, on F1 2019 so far. League of Europe maybe, but this is really good so far between these three. Of course, everyone else out on track proving themselves as well. Crazy Legs, of course, with that move down the inside. But Sinclair leading the way, gifted the lead after a bit of contact between Recon and Jack. Again, good sportsmanship, I've got to add and put on record there for Jack, coming through 11 and 12. Sinclair leading the way, Recon in second, Jack in third. But look at how close Recon is now to the back of Sinclair. The harder compounder tyres will begin to start to come into play very shortly indeed. Probably around lap 20, lap 21 I would imagine. So there's not really much running left on these mediums. Recon and Jack, if they've got to try and have to do it, they're going to have to do it now to try and get past. Recon now opening up the DRS. He's going to be very close down the inside of turn 1. Recon down the inside. Sinclair does not want to chase him there, but he overshoots the corner slightly. That's going to give Sinclair the best run out of the corner. We'll watch on board with Jack. Sinclair trying to go around the outside. Recon defends that inside line though. Trying to go for a switchback. Sinclair very close to the back end there. And he runs onto the grass slightly and now lets his teammate through. So a bit of team orders there. Sinclair just struggling slightly with the car. Jack now up to P2 as a result. And he now lets Jack have a go at Recon. And this, again, with Sinclair, that could be very good and unique tactics there from Sinclair, if I've got to be honest. Recon and Jack now will begin to fight it out. If Sinclair can then get back onto the back of these should begin to fight quite aggressively, quite hard. Sinclair is going to be on the back of these, and it's going to be a three-way battle right to the end of the race, as Kiki has gone through on Crazy Legs. Not sure if Crazy Legs had a slight overjudgment there at turn 3, but Recon is now up to P1. Sinclair, Jack in second, and Sinclair now in P3. And at the start of this lap, remember, Sinclair did start off in first position. So coming into tonight, RE Flu, it's that time of the year. Yes, it is definitely that time of the year. It's autumn. I can't believe it, I know. I've had this for weeks though, so I can't really be giving excuses away. But Recon, Jack again, just making sure he's there. Going down, 10 laps to go. Recon leads the way, but Jack is right on the back of him now. 3/10 of a second, this is going to be very close down into turn 3. Is Recon going to defend the inside line? He will. Jack going all the way around the outside, surely not. Jack around the outside line. Is he going to try and hinge it down the inside of turn 4? Good driving there by Jack. Didn't want to push himself into a pressure situation, and Jack could have easily made contact there with Recon. Good backing out, I've got to say, and good respect shown between both of these. And now that lets, as I said a couple of laps ago, just calling Mystic James Sinclair 1.2 seconds off, is getting closer. These two now beginning to fight aggressively and hard. Sinclair now will get onto the back end of these, and he might just pick up the pieces out of this as well. Sinclair could be on for the win, and I don't think there's been many penalties between these three either. As soon as I say that, Sinclair picks up a 3-second time penalty. I think that's his first one of the race. Recon with 3 warnings, Jack with 4 warnings, and Sinclair with a 3-second time penalty. So that's now going to put maybe paying for his chances between the top 3. But Recon, Jack, Sinclair, 9.5 laps to go, or even 9 laps to go if you're being picky. Recon leads the way, Jack in second, Sinclair in 3rd position. That is a lap car they're approaching in front. That is Mays going down into turn 1. So leaders now begin to approach Mays from in behind. Crazy Legs trying to size up a move here on Kiki though, down the inside into turn 13. Inside gap was left there by Kiki to try and defend off the position, but Crazy Legs not opting to go down the inside. I think good smart driving there by Crazy Legs. Recon, Jack, Sinclair still your current top 3 as Graham has left the session after his earlier DNF. We thank him for racing and hopefully wish him the best for next week. I'm sure it'll be a much better result. Last week, Crazy Legs now closing on Kiki. Down the inside goes the Mercedes. Down the inside. Brilliant move down the inside of turn 1, and Crazy Legs has got that move done. He's up to P6. Made it look very, very easy again. And these two now begin to battle it out nicely out on track. 8.5 laps to go. Recon leads the way. Jack in second. Sinclair in 3rd position. As Jack gets onto the back of Recon. I really, really want to use my nasal inhaler at this point because I can feel my voice going. I haven't got a drink. So, bear with me. I'll keep on commentating and just see how this is going to pan out. But Jack, much better run, I think, compared to Recon there at the final corner. 3/10, 2/10, 1/10. Closing in. Not quite. Down the inside of turn 1 there. Could have been an opportunistic move, but again, down at the inside of turn 3. Recon is going to try and defend this. A little bit onto the grass, but Jack is now through down at the inside of turn 3. Recon will defend this position aggressively down the inside, but Jack gets the move done. Again, really nice driving between these two. They are really making themselves known to each other out on track, and Jack and Recon, this has been pure brilliance, I've got to say, out on track, and it's still not yet over. Sinclair could still come into this as well. Lyronix just came into the pit. Recon tries to look for a move down the inside of turn 9. Not going to be close enough there. I'm just going to break quickly out of commentary because I'm going to use my nasal inhaler, so I'll be back in literally a second. Oh, Recon just having a moment there, just spread eagles the field a little bit, the front 3. And now 7/10 of a second separating between Jack, Recon and Sinclair as Kiki's right on the back of Crazy Legs in the meantime, going into turn 5 and turn 6 that was, in fact. Oh, Crazy Legs makes a mistake there. Kiki in the meantime trying to get past him. Defends it well though, Crazy Legs. If you can hear a little bit like oxygen mask going off, it is definitely not an oxygen mask, it is my nasal inhaler. I'm just trying to throw it a little bit. Don't get this on AOR commentaries. Lyronix trying to go around the outside of turn 11. Oh, that is great. That is unbelievable from Lyronix. You can't even, not even right on board broadcast. That was just sensational. Around the outside, really tricky move to pull off. I know he's on pressure tyres, but still, give him credit for that. The German is up into P7. Alan Kay has just gone off track there into the gravel. That was just in shot. Oh, right, hopefully we'll clear it up for the rest of the race. We've got 6.5 laps to go. Jack leads the way, Recon in second, Sinclair in third position. It's between these three really for the win out on track. Siege running around in a lonesome fourth position with Crazy Legs in fifth, Kiki in sixth, Lyronics in seventh, putting off that wonder move round the outside. It was a wonder bar round the outside at turn 11. Conti Boy now in 8th as a result. Olman Barry in 9th, slowly getting into contention. Mays in 10th, Maximus in 11th and Alan Kane in 12th. And I think for those guys, maybe a race to forget, but Recon right on the back here of Jack as they run down towards turn 1 once again. We start lap 24, 6 laps to go. Jack leads the way, Recon in second, not close enough for a move this time. Is he going to try and prioritise the run out of turn 2 to get the move done into turn 3? Don't think it's going to be close enough this time. I think Jack is just going to hold sway over this down the inside. Jack leading the way though, Recon in second, Sinclair in third. As I said earlier on in the race, you would have expected them to try and get a little bit closer to these two with these now beginning to battle, but Sinclair not really impacting on that, maybe saving up the ERS. They're running actually quite succinct with each other in ERS. Maybe just Recon and Sinclair in fact running the same ERS percentage at this stage in the race. Quite something. Jack leads the way though, Recon in second, Sinclair in third position. Hopefully everyone enjoying the stream coming towards the end of the race. Good to see Billy joining in on the comment section as well. Hopefully you're keeping well, Billy, and I will message you after this on Twitter as well. And Jack Meyer saying, gotta say, I think my pre-monetition is looking through with Crazy Legs. I hope I don't jinx it though. Hopefully you don't jinx it at all. He's in P5, looking good so far with 5.5 laps to go. Nearly 5 laps to go if you are being picky, but Jack, Recon and Sinclair, and once again this gap just concertina's up a little bit, and now I think Sinclair just beginning to put the hammer down a little bit, beginning to close in on these three. Of course, 3-second time penalty to his name. He has got to get past these guys and then win by 3 seconds to win the race. Jack leads the way though, coming through, 5 laps to go between this, and this is coming to a boiling point. This is coming to a crescendo here in TTFL. This season opener has not disappointed, and it's Jack who leads the way from Recon in second, Sinclair in third position, but look at how close these three are getting. It is now exactly 1 second between these three out on track. Hold on to your hats. This is going to be, we're going to be in for a wild and wacky ride here tonight. Jack leading Recon, leading Sinclair. Alan Kay picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's down further down the field there in P12, but still going right out on track, which is quite crucial. 2 spinners in front of him could end him up in the points. Recon right on the back of Jack, not going to be close enough down the inside though into turn 11 and 12. Sinclair prioritises the run in behind, trying to get closer here. Recon, is he going to be close enough down the inside into turn 13? No, he's not. Jack still holds that position and holds sway still. Lyronics on the back of Kiki in the meantime. Lyronics, I've got to say, doing a sterling job. Slowly get back into this race. He could get P5 actually, Lyronics, out of all of this. But this three-way battle, it's only 7/10 of a second separating these three. Goodness me. Recon trying to get the move done now on Jack down into turn 1 once again. Recon down the inside. The camera angle's absolutely shocking, and a bit of a desync happens there between those three. Sinclair now right on the back of this. This is going to be two-way down. Recon ran the outside into turn 3. Jack photos the inside line. Recon runs a little bit deep. Jack trying to go around the outside of turn 4. Sinclair just sitting waiting for something to happen. A little bit of banging wheels, and Jack hangs it. Somehow defends that brilliantly, but Recon tries to have another go down the inside of turn 6. Not quite. Brilliant racing this is between these three. Lyronics has got past Kiki in the meantime, and Crazy Legs is just going to be pressurising for a move. We'll go on board with that, in fact, down the straight. Lyronics should get the move done now for P5. Good point scoring here for Lyronics. Gets the move done down the inside. Dives it late. Really nice move that by Lyronics. He's up to P5. Jack picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's going to throw the race even wider open now. Recon has only really got to pick up a 3-second time penalty, and they're all even trying to go around the outside of turn 13. A little bit of banging wheels. Recon trying to measure around the outside. Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. Recon around the outside, nearly losing it. He's overpowering it too much. Over-aggressive driving between Recon. Somehow he kept that on track. And with 3 laps to go, Recon now in the lead of the race, but Jack loses control of the car. Sinclair just backs off that. Thought he was going to spin. Nearly into his teammate there. These 3 wanted out on track. Anything can still happen out on track between these 3. This is unbelievable. Jack now trying to go around the outside into turn 3. Lay on the brakes. Oh, that is brilliant. Jack around the outside of Recon. Inch perfect. That was brilliant. Jack around the outside. This is unbelievable. If you are experiencing this race, Sinclair just loses the back end and the back end of shot there. This, if you were with me in the commentary box, you would be feeding off my excitement right now. Jack, Recon and Sinclair, still 7/10 of a second, and still we don't know who is going to win this race. This is phenomenal racing out on track. Little bit of a rub against the wall there from Recon, losing time to Jack. And with somehow 2.5 laps to go, it is coming down. It is literally coming down to very thin margins here tonight in TTFL. What a season opener we have got on our hands tonight, and what a season opener it has been. Drama early on, but this is really the battle that we've seen all race. Jack, Recon and Sinclair. Everyone else has not been getting as much airtime because this battle has been so close out on track, and we still don't know who's going to win. I'll quickly check, see if Recon has got a penalty. In fact, he hasn't. Right, Recon does not have a penalty. So at this stage, with 2 laps to go, penultimate lap of the race, here in Australia, little bit of a moment there from Recon out of turn 2. But Jack holds sway. Has he got enough left to try and pull out a margin from Recon? He runs slightly deep. Sinclair on the back of this as well. Recon and Jack and Sinclair, remember, 3-second time penalties for both of them. Recon has got nothing yet, and I'm hoping he doesn't pick up a penalty for his own sake, to be honest. But I think from a viewing perspective, I think we want him to pick up a 3-second time penalty. That's the only time I will ever say that to a driver. That's the only time I will ever say that. It'll just make things so much more exciting. Jack, Recon and Sinclair now through turns 11 and 12 once again. Jack and Recon. Oh, a little bit of a moment there from Jack out in front, but against the time 90s. 5/10 of a second ahead of Recon, with Sinclair in 3rd position. This is a nail-biting finish between these 3. What a race we have had. We'll come on to the final lap. Any second now we'll come on to the final lap, and it's essentially going to be a 3-way battle for the win. Jack, Recon and Sinclair. How is it going to pan out? God knows. Jack down into turn 1. Recon getting very close. Sinclair over-attacking the corner nicely there. Tries to get the run on Recon. All of them opening up the DRS. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1. This is just ahead of these guys, in fact. And is that Alan Kay? That is Alan Kay. Look at he's ghosted. He gets out of the way nicely there, the Irishman. But Jack leads the way still. Recon in 2nd, Sinclair in 3rd. This is still going to come down to who wants it most out on track between these 3. Ignoring the penalties, this has been one remarkable race. And Jack, I think, deserves all the credit to try and get driver of the day. In fact, all these 3 deserve driver of the day, I've got to be honest. But who is going to take it out on track? Jack, Recon or Sinclair? We've only got half a lap to go. Through turn 11 and 12 for the final time. Jack is hanging on for grim life out in front. Recon in 2nd. Gets a better run. Tries to prioritise the run. Sinclair, in fact, got a much better run compared to both of them. And is still 3.5 tenths away from Recon. Alan Kay picks up a 3-second time penalty later on. I think Jack is just going to get this out on track. But sadly, with the penalties how they are, I think Recon will be taking this into the steward's room. Round the final corner. Jack, round the final corner, is going to take the win out on track. He celebrates as if he's won, but he hasn't, because Recon is going to take the win on penalties. Jack celebrates too aggressively coming across the line, loses a bit of front wing. Recon then takes it. Jack in 2nd, Sinclair in 3rd. I think they'll be gutted, both of them, that they did pick up the 3-second time penalties, but what thrilling action it's been made for out on track. In the meantime, we've still got battles going on for up and down the field. It is Kiki on the back of Crazy Legs. This has been going for quite a few laps now. Kiki going around the outside into turn 13. Ooh, a little bit of banging wheels. Crazy Legs wants us a little bit too much. Kiki now on the outside of turn 14. Can he get the move done? They bang wheels once again. Kiki now down the inside at turn 15. Again, still banging wheels. It's still side by side between these two. Kiki and... Oh, this is going to come down to thousands. Is Kiki going to get this on the line? Kiki and Crazy Legs across the line. Crazy Legs just takes it. 3 seconds added on to Kiki's time anyways. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Siege just finished 4th, by the way. Lyronix in 5th. Crazy Legs in 6th. Oh my god. What a race. What a race. Kiki finishing in 7th at the end of the day. We'll come to the rest of the order as it is. But hopefully everyone has enjoyed this race, because I have. My god. Celebrations now about to begin, and it is Recon, of course, who takes the provisional top step of the podium. Of course, as I say, provisional is the official, unofficial result, because the penalties can get investigated, of course, after the race. I'm sure everyone has enjoyed tuning in to TTFL here tonight. Fireworks, champagne flows here at Australia. What a season opener. I couldn't ask for anything better. I'm sure everyone else out on track couldn't ask for anything better either. And here's the full running order. And it's Recon who takes the victory from Jack in 2nd, Sinclair in 3rd position. Siege running on his lonesome for the majority of the race in 4th, but picks up valuable points for the Renault team. Lyronix in 5th, Crazy Legs in 6th, with Kiki nearly nabbing him on the line. Conti Boy in 8th position, with Allman Barry in 9th. May's a lap down, but he does get that final point, with Maximus and Alan Kay also finishing 11th and 12th. The DNFers were Suarez, Henny, Esgraham and Lighty. A shame for those DNFs. Hopefully they will all come back better next week. But Recon takes it from Jack and Sinclair here in TTFL. I was going to say TTL F2 there. That's the league I run now, of course. But because the flu, because of my flu, I am going to leave it here. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed the action out on track tonight. And I think really, really... sensational driving between everyone out on track. There were a few desyncing moments. Recon saying yes. I think it's quite a relief of a win there. Jack saying congrats to Recon and Jack. That is Jack Meyer saying that, not Jack as in thingy. Kiki saying he didn't have a setup on, but good battle for Crazy Legs. That was a great battle between them two, when it came down literally to thousands near the end of the race. And of course, Kiki's 3 second time penalty being added on. But that is all from me here in TTFL here tonight. And I'm sure everyone will be tuning in next week for round 2 of the championship. And I'm about as, to be honest, I don't know where we are next week. If somebody can put in the comments section where we are next week, that'd be fantastic. And I can confirm that to everyone out on stream here tonight. Oh, we can take a breath. Take a breath. Take a hold of yourselves. Go and grab a drink. Go and grab whatever you want, because that was sensational out on track. And coming into next week, of course, should be sensational racing once again in TTFL, of course. I've been Gemshead14. I will leave it here. Thank you very, very much for watching here tonight. And until next time, TTFL, next week, for round 2 of the championship, it is farewell from me, Gemshead14. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.